Hi everyone, Daryl here. I'm just going to talk about this Sansiri property launch, which is actually happening this weekend in Singapore on the 24th and 25th November 2018, which is just a couple of days later, 2 days from now. Okay, so well, you guys know that Kevin and I, we handle Bangkok properties from a whole range of developers, and one of the developers that we work with very closely is actually Sansiri. They are going to launch, they're going to have a property event this weekend, and I thought that I would just do this video because I just want to review what they're going to launch. And well, if you're going for the launch, you can actually contact Kevin and myself. We will be there as well. Yeah, so okay, so just some details. It's going to be this weekend at Four Seasons Hotel. It's at Orchard. So if you come up from Orchard MRT, Four Seasons Hotel is walking distance from Orchard Ion. It's going to be at level 3 Temasek room, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. There's going to be a seminar at 2 p.m. The seminar is not conducted by Kevin or myself. I think it's going to be one of the Sansiri staff or maybe the project IC or something. So yeah, so the seminar you can go and attend, and you should take it with a pinch of salt because they are there to tell you about Sansiri's project. But Kevin and myself, we don't focus only on Sansiri projects, but we would like to highlight which are the projects which we think will actually be of some interest to you if you're looking to invest in Bangkok. So the feature projects that are going to be on this weekend is going to be XT Ekamai, XT Payatai, the BASE Saphanmai, and the line Wong Sawang. Okay, so there are these four projects. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to just go through briefly, and I'm going to tell you guys where the location is and explain to you like competing projects and also the price. Okay, so let's talk about XT Ekamai. It's actually walking distance to Thong Lo Soi 10. If you guys have been following, there's actually interest in Thong Lo because it's actually where all the high society bars, restaurants, and yeah, just generally the things there tend to be more expensive. The people there tend to be more affluent. The affluent Thais also hang around there. So the price, right, of XT Ekamai is actually much cheaper than those along Thong Lo. So if you go along the main Thong Lo street, later I'll show you on the map. The prices there for new projects can be as high as 350,000 Thai baht per square meter. So the tenants, right, in this area of Ekamai, Thong Lo, they are generally affluent expatriates. A lot of them will be working in maybe the central business district. And this area is actually very popular with the Japanese. So you get a lot of Japanese restaurants. I mean, my colleague Kevin and I, he brought me to this place called Gilma, which serves excellent. They got this Japanese barbecue thing, which I think was really good. And there are a lot of very good Japanese restaurants along the main Thong Lo Street or around the Ekamai area. And Gateway Ekamai is a very popular mall. You can see from our previous property tour, the food bloggers actually brought us to this place at Gateway Ekamai to eat this. I can't remember what's that meat on the stick that the Japanese like to eat. Yeah, so I'm not a foodie, but I can also sense that whenever I go to Ekamai or I go to Thong Lo, there are a lot of Japanese food there, and the prices there tend to be a bit more expensive. Okay, so the price per square meter, right, in XT Ekamai actually starts just below 200,000 Thai baht per square meter. I'm looking at the price list here, but then I can't put it up because, well, the developer wouldn't. I mean, yeah, we try and just openly publish the price list, but XT Ekamai, right, has very limited units left. I can see that there is actually a one-bedroom unit which is going for about 5.3 plus million Thai baht. If I mean you're in Singapore, so I count in Singapore dollars, that's about 200,000 Singapore dollars. The price is about 175,000 odd, 175,000 plus Thai baht per square meter. So that is still quite decent. The size is actually 30.25 square meters, and that's actually a 1 bed 1 bath. Okay, so the competing projects, right? Because when you purchase property, if you purchase a property in Singapore, you tend to compete with projects around the area, right? So we're doing the same thing. So this is something that we should compare. So there are two competing projects in the area, Park Origin Thong Lo and the Fine Bangkok. Okay, so where are these two projects? Let's actually take a look. Okay, so if you go to our Invest Bangkok property page, you can actually see information about Park Origin Thong Lo, which is here. We have videos in the show flat and everything, and where it is, it's actually at Arena 10. So if you guys are familiar with Thong Lo Soi 10, right? You know this place called Arena 10. Yeah, Park Origin Thong Lo is there. Then the Fine Bangkok is actually just across XT Ekamai. So if you scroll all the way down, there's actually this Invest Bangkok property map. Okay, so it actually charts all the projects which are on sale. We try our best to update it as frequent as possible. So with almost as many projects which are being launched in Bangkok. So what we can do, right, is that, okay, let's take a look at where Thong Lo is. Okay, here. Okay, so this is XT Ekamai. Okay, so XT Ekamai is located along the main Ekamai street. So this street here, right, this is actually Ekamai. Okay, and this is actually Thong Lo Soi 10. So you see this grey line here, right? I actually did an article, so you can actually go to my blog, right? You can actually see this article, where are the up and coming property investment locations in Bangkok. And what I'll actually show you is that, right, this is actually the train line currently. These are the train lines currently. And eventually, right, the train line system is supposed to be like this. Okay, so where we are is actually this green line. So a lot of you guys will be familiar with Siam, Chitlom, Plonchit, Nana, Asok. So Asok is where Terminal 21 is. If you go down a few stations, Prom Prom and then Thong Lo. So Thong Lo is here. Prom Prom and Thong Lo are where it gets kind of expensive. I actually ate a burger at the Commons at I think it was Thong Lo Soi. I don't know, Commons is at Thong Lo Soi 12 or 13 or 14, and it actually cost me like one burger, just the burger alone, cost me like I think almost 400 Thai baht. 400 Thai baht, yeah. So that works out to be like what, like $10 just for the burger alone. This place called Daniel Tiger. So yeah, so I guess Thong Lo is really quite expensive, and yeah. So you'll see, yeah, this is the Commons. So I went to the Commons community mall, right? It's really expensive. Okay, so there's this is actually XT Ekamai, and XT Ekamai is actually competing with the Fine Bangkok, which is here, and this is actually Park Origin Thong Lo. So Park Origin Thong Lo is located on the site of Arena 10. Arena 10 is still there, but it used to be a place whereby you could actually go there to play futsal. So there were actually futsal, like those artificial turf pitches. The turf pitches have been removed already. The site of Park Origin Thong Lo is actually there. The show flat is there. If you want, you can actually go to our YouTube channel, or you can navigate from our main page. You go to Park Origin Thong Lo, you scroll down, you can see the videos of the show flat where it is. So this is actually Park Origin Thong Lo. This is actually the Fine Bangkok Thong Lo Ekamai. This one is actually by Sunreal Homes and Keishan Real Estate. So they are actually Japanese companies. So like I mentioned, right, this area is actually popular with the Japanese community. So even the Japanese developers, right, they are actually developing along here. So this street here, right, is actually the main Ekamai street, and this is actually Thong Lo Soi 10, and I think here is Thong Lo Soi. Here is Thong Lo Soi 12. So 12 is up to here, and then this is 10. So when you come here, right, this area is actually Sukhumvit Soi 55, which is actually what we call Thong Lo. So this area is where all the very famous bars, cafes, and all that, right, they're all along here. Grande Center Point Sukhumvit 55 is here. there's this very famous bar called the Iron Ferries. You can actually Google it and you can find out more about the Iron Ferry. So it's actually this, this actually very exclusive bar. Yeah, I went in, then yeah, really everyone is dressed. I'm always underdressed in Bangkok, so that's besides the point. But Sansiri has a project here. This one is actually Kumbayo. Okay, so this one is actually the really luxury level type of development. This one is pretty expensive. If I'm not wrong, prices are like 350,000 Thai baht per square meter or more. They have another one which is further up here. This one is actually the Monument Thong Lo. So this one is also pretty expensive. It's actually very close to it's actually very close to quite a lot of very popular establishments as well. Yeah, so this is main Thong Lo Street. Okay, so when I was at XT Ekkamai, I actually could walk to Arena 10, which is the site of Park Regine Thong Lo. And from Park Regine Thong Lo, I could walk to this area where I normally come when I'm in Bangkok to have my breakfast or to have my lunch or just to have a cup of tea and sit down and work in the cafe. So there are a lot of cafes here. I tend to frequent this place called Luka Moto, which is actually, I think if you navigate from our YouTube channel, you can see where that is. Prices are not cheap in Thong Lo, but why we actively recommend XT Ekkamai is because there is actually a station called Thong Lo 10, which is actually here. See Thong Lo 10. And this is actually Thong Lo Soi 10. So if a station is called Thong Lo 10, we believe that the station should be somewhere around here. This line is actually drawn to show you guys where the line will pass through, but we are not sure where the station is. But if they name it Thong Lo 10, then the station may be somewhere at Thong Lo Soi 10. So this is buying into the future as well. But not only buying into the future, currently without a station, this area is very popular with the Japanese community and the expatriates. So you will still be able to rent out units if you purchase properties in Ekkamai or Thong Lo. The plus point is that there is going to be a grey line that is going to run through Thong Lo, and the station is Thong Lo 10. It's not going to be Thong Lo 16, not going to be Thong Lo 12, it's Thong Lo 10. This is Thong Lo 10. So we are guessing that the station will be somewhere around here. And that is the main reason why my colleague Kevin and I have focused on XT Ekkamai, and we actually promoted XT Ekkamai to many of our clients. Even when they collect their keys and the station is not up, they can rent. But when the station is up, you can be sure that the foot traffic around here will increase. Because now currently to get to this area, you have to alight at the main Thong Lo BTS station and maybe take a motorbike taxi or a taxi in to around Thong Lo Soi 10. If you see where the grey line is, the grey line doesn't break actually. This is actually a dark grey line and the light grey line. This is actually a slightly older map, but the grey line actually connects and it brings people to the Sathorn Financial District, which is here. Okay, so it actually brings you to Chong Non Si, and it also brings you all the way past along the riverside, this area. So now currently what you see for the Central Business District, right, is that every day at peak hour period, you actually can't get a train to go up to Siam because Siam is the only place to make a change. Okay, so if you're from Chong Non Si, right, you can take up to Siam, or you can come to Silom and Saladeng interchange, right, and then take all the way up here. So actually this area and this area is very congested currently. So what happens is that this grey line, right, is pretty important because it actually brings people out of the Central Business District. So this grey line, in my article, this article you can read on my personal blog, I actually explain to you why the grey line is important. So I actually do an analysis of all the different train lines. And I think if you're keen in investing in Bangkok, right, please take a look at my article, and I did put quite a lot of effort to try to make it as accurate as possible, and also to educate people who are investing in Bangkok. Okay, so that is actually my presentation for for XT Ekamai. Next station, right, is actually next one is actually XT Payatai. So Payatai BTS, right, will be a very key station. Read my article again. I mentioned why Payatai BTS is a very key station. It's actually 2 stations away from Siam BTS. It is located next to a school compound. It's actually like a teacher's recreation compound. And it's a very nice residential area. So we actually have videos on our YouTube channel whereby we walked from Payatai BTS to XT Payatai, and when we went past, right, we actually show you where there was actually a building. Suddenly I can't remember the building name, but yeah, but that is where there are a whole bunch of tuition centers which the wealthy Thais and the expatriate community actually send their children to. Yeah, here. So Wanason Tower. So Wanason Tower is actually where there are a lot of tuition centers. So you see like kids all that coming up after their tuition classes and then going to Payatai BTS. And from Payatai BTS, right, it's actually the interchange of the BTS line as well as the airport rail link. And this is actually the last stop of the airport rail link currently, but it will be extended, you see. So where XT Payatai is actually here. Okay, so if you take a look, right, Kevin and myself have been trying to update the map as much as possible. So this red line, right, is actually not in operation currently yet. There's only the airport railing which ends at Payatai station. And there's actually a Raja Prapok airport railing as well. I actually recently just walked from this station, I think just a week and a half ago, to XT Payatai, and the distance was actually quite short. So you can see that this area, right, okay, if you actually click here, right, there's actually like commercial buildings. So there's a lot of commercial buildings here. Government institutions are full here. So here is clustered with government institutions. Check out the schools and the hospitals. So there's a Payatai 1 hospital down here. Actually, there's shopping malls is actually all here. So these are actually all your Central World, Pratunam. Ladies will go there. So the recommended F&Bs are this is not important. That's not. So these are the embassies. So this area, right, is actually filled with government buildings, institutions, and these commercial buildings. So yeah, so this is actually something that you can take note. And I actually did a video whereby I actually showed you guys that if you go to DD Property, right, and then you take a look at a 1-bedroom rental at Payatai area, you can actually see that the price you can get for a 1-bedroom is about around 30,000 Thai baht per month, which is about Sing dollar about 1,000 plus Sing dollars. So if let's say you see like maybe you can get like 1,002 Sing dollar a month for a 1-bedroom unit, and if you're paying for a 1-bedroom unit in Payatai, the smaller units are actually not available already. I'm just glancing through the price list. I don't see smaller units. There are only like 42 square meter units left. And the 42 square meter units, right, the prices here start from I see a 2-bedroom that's actually selling for 154,000 odd Thai baht per square meter. Yeah, there's another 2-bedroom that's selling for about 150,000 Thai baht per square meter. But then the 2-bedroom is pretty huge. It's actually 101 square meters. So this 101 square meter unit is going for 15 million Thai baht, 15.212 million Thai baht. Actually, that's quite attractive pricing, considering what's out there. Yeah, so the 1-bedroom, right, I can see from about 7 million odd Thai baht. So 7 million odd Thai baht is about Sing dollar about 300,000. So of course now if you purchase a condominium, a 1-bedroom condominium in Singapore, most probably you're going to pay like 700 over 1,000 Sing dollars. to maybe 800,000 after your stamp duties, and then your rental is going to be maybe 1,008, and then you minus away all your conservancy charges, maybe you're taking back about 1,005 only. After property tax, then it may be even less. So I will actually show you that actually acquisition cost in Bangkok is actually pretty low. So you can read my blog article where I mention the cost. I also explain the cost of buying a property in Bangkok on our YouTube channel, so you can take a look as well. Yeah, so the thing about XT Payatai is that it's actually located here. It's actually competing with this project called Park Origin Payatai. And Park Origin Payatai, they are selling at about 330,000 Thai baht per square meter. And that is actually more than twice the per square meter price of XT Payatai. The difference is that this one is an integrated development. There's actually a very small mall on the lower levels, A-grade offices in one tower, and Hotel Intercontinental on the upper levels. So there's two towers, then there's one residential tower. But in my opinion, right, I don't think that it is worth paying that much for this Park Origin Payatai when XT Payatai is going for in quite a few cases like half of the per square meter price of this Park Origin Payatai. So you can get a very decent one bedroom unit at XT Payatai for like there's about 40 odd square meters for almost the same price that you are going to pay for something here that is only about 20 odd square meters. So in my opinion, whenever somebody comes to both Kevin and myself and say I want to buy Payatai, we recommend XT Payatai. This is something that we really focus on when people ask us, I want something close to Siam BTS. Payatai is actually 2 stations away from Siam BTS. So so it's really close to the main shopping belt. It's located in a very nice residential area, and the tenants, right, generally work in the Sathorn Financial District or government offices. There's a typo here. Okay, so the per square meter price starts from just about 150,000 Thai baht per square meter, and the competing project that I just mentioned is actually Park Origin Payatai, which is, in our opinion, very overpriced. They are pricing the Payatai area ahead of itself already. Yeah, so next, right, we have the BASE Saphanmai. This is actually very far out north along the green BTS line. This extension is not open yet, so if you go all the way up, right, the station only ends at Mochit. Okay, it's actually 20 BTS stations from Siam BTS. It's really far, and it's actually very close to Don Muang Airport. So if you travel down from Don Muang Airport, right, you take a taxi, right, down to the main Sukhumvit Road where Siam, Paragon, or Asok or Terminal 21 is, right. How long does it take for you to get there from Don Muang Airport? Ask yourself whether expatriates, right, people working in the business district, will they actually go and stay at the BASE Saphanmai? Okay, this one I never answer anything. Okay, you all go and think yourself. If you say the person every day want to travel like 1 hour, 45 minutes, right, to get home, right, then okay, I got nothing to say. Okay, so where is it? Let me show you where Saphanmai is. Here, Saphanmai is here. Actually, very close to Don Muang Airport. Okay, where is it on the map? See, scroll some more. See, scroll very far. I also don't know where is it. Near the airport. Here, there, see? They'll tell you yes, next to the upcoming BTS station, down here. Okay, can. But 20 stations from Siam BTS. Can buy? I don't know. My opinion, I won't buy. Okay? Too far already. To me. Okay? To me and Kevin, we won't buy. Clients actually ask us. They said they bought. They didn't buy from us. They bought from somebody else. Then they happened to Google about Bangkok property, and they found out that we actually have a agency in Bangkok, and we help clients to to sell and rent properties in Bangkok, right? Then they contact us. They say, can resell for us or not? I also don't know what to tell them. I actually tell them no, because we don't have anybody who actually asks us, say, hey, come, I want to find a place in Saphanmai to rent or sell. Don't have. Okay, it's really, really very far. When I talk about far, right, in Bangkok, right, it's really, really very far. Because this launch is actually in Singapore, right? Like I mentioned, you see here, even have got Battalion 2nd Infantry Regiment 11 Guards. So there's an army camp even nearer to town than than this the BASE Saphanmai. Okay, so doesn't mean cheap is good. So this area here, right, this is actually Chatuchak area. This area is still developing. So if you argue with me, say that this area developing, I will still give it to you. But when you go all the way up to Saphanmai, in my opinion, our agency also don't want to handle, because we also don't know how to rent for the client. Okay, and if they tell you say very near to Don Mueang Airport, right, then please go and ask the salesperson who tell you very near to Don Mueang Airport. I want to stay near Don Mueang Airport. Then you are launching in Singapore. You go and ask everyone want to stay near Changi Airport or not? Is Changi Airport the demand for properties around Changi Airport, is it very high? I don't think so. Okay, so please put into perspective what you are buying. I will openly recommend to you XT Ekamai, XT Payatai. The BASE Saphanmai, we will not recommend. Clients want to buy from us, we will always tell them, say, okay, you can buy from us, but it was not our recommendation. We will very openly tell the client, after you buy already, you want us to resell or rent, we will tell you very difficult. But because you bought from us, we will still try. But it is really, really very difficult. Okay? So I don't even have to talk about price, because I never recommend anything just because it's cheap and affordable. I rather the customer don't buy. Okay, when if let's say this is within the budget, I also won't recommend. Okay, so the BASE Saphanmai is something which I personally will not recommend, and just because it's very close to Don Mueang Airport doesn't make it a selling point. Okay, just like properties that are very close to Changi Airport, they are not. That's not a selling point. Okay, nobody in Raffles Place MRT station, right, will say that I want to stay next to Changi Airport. Okay, not say nobody, very, 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 very few, and travel the long distance to and fro to the central business district of Singapore every day. And trust me, Singapore is a lot smaller than Bangkok. Okay. So next, right, is actually the line Wong Sawang. So the line Wong Sawang is actually 2 stations away from Tao Poon Interchange. It's actually the interchange of the blue line, which is if you are coming from Sukhumvit. So okay, so I do the point of Asok. Okay, so you know where Asok BTS is, where Terminal 21 is. That's the interchange. So if you're coming from there, you get up the train at Sukhumvit MRT station and you take towards Chatuchak, right? So many people take towards Chatuchak and then they get off at Kampeng Tet. Okay, so you continue all the way, you actually reach Tao Poon Interchange. So from underground, you go up to Tao Poon Interchange, you get off from the interchange and get onto the purple line. 2 stations, you get to the line Wong Sawang. It's already there already, and the line series is actually Sansiri's high-end condominiums. It's already completed, so the condominium is there. But being already completed means that you have to transfer title in a very short period of time. Okay, so if you want to take a loan, you have to hurry up, go and take a loan. If you want to go and buy outright, right, you have to fork out the whole amount of cash there. So that means you can't flip. Okay, some buyers they purchase, and just before completion, if the property price is good, they actually sell the contract. So this one you can't sell the contract. Okay, and in my opinion, right, Wong Sawang area or Tao Poon or Bangsar Grand Station, it's going to be a good area, but not now. Bangsar Grand Station is already under construction, and most of the work has already been done. And if you read up about Bangsar Grand Station, there are going to be train lines that lead all the way up to Kunming, China. So Bangkok is actually very central to China's One Belt One Road plan, that will lead all the way from China all the way down through Southeast Asia and all the way down to even Singapore. Okay, of course Singapore, the train line Singapore to KL, don't know whether it's going to progress, but that's besides the point. But Bangkok is going to lead, Bangsar Grand Station is going to have train lines that are going to lead up to Kunming, and it's going to be a 3-directional train line. So here, right? So this is actually where it's going to come out from Bangsar Grand Station. It's actually going to go from here, this side, and go to Kunming, then goes up north, then it goes on the east, down Ho Chi Minh City, Phnom Penh, Hanoi, and then get to Kunming. So this is actually very important. It's a very important, Bangkok is a very important stop in the whole China One Belt One Road plan. So that's where a lot of interest is actually coming from. There are a lot of people who are working on the Bangsar Grand Station and the developments around there. So you actually get tenants from like Chinese or people who are working on all these projects, right? They actually rent that area. So it's not to say that Bangsar is not a good area currently, or Wong Sawan is not a good area currently. It's just that if you really want to see the growth, right, it's going to be a couple of years later. So for this, right, we reserve our judgment. We actually went down to the Line Wong Sawang. If you go to the Line Wong Sawang page on our website, you can actually see the videos of the Line Wong Sawang, and the walk from the train station is really literally next to the train station. So the location is pretty good. Okay, so a few other Sansiri projects that are not at the event, but I feel that these are Sansiri projects which investors can actually consider. So there's actually XT Hui Guang. Okay, so Hui Guang MRT station is actually just 2 stations away from Param Gao, which is Ramanai MRT station, and 1 station away from Thailand Cultural Center. Thailand Cultural Center MRT station is where the Stock Exchange of Thailand is located. Okay, so this is actually where it is. So it's here. So it's Param Gao. So next time, like, Thailand Cultural Center will actually be the interchange of the blue line and the orange line. So Hui Guang is actually here. XT Hui Guang is literally when you come out of the train station and you turn right, and that's XT Hui Guang. Okay, so you turn right, you walk a little bit only, is XT Hui Guang. You can actually see the video of the walk on our website also. So we actually visit the site of XT Hui Guang. The show flat is not on site, so the show flat is actually at Param Gao area. But the XT Hui Guang, the site, right, is just next to the MRT station. I guess if you want to get closer to the MRT station, you have to live in the MRT station already. Okay, so I have no idea why they are not bringing XT Hui Guang down, but from what I see, right, XT Hui Guang is selling for about 150,000 Thai baht per square meter. The type of tenants that you get in the area are actually offices. Okay, just for your knowledge, my office is actually at Hui Guang area. Okay, the main reason why I'm at Hui Guang area is because it is slightly more affordable than locating my office in Ramanai, which is the Param Gao station. Okay, but yet is XT Hui Guang area is actually very close to the new central business district, which is Ramanai. Okay, so if you're looking for tenants to rent, then actually the Ramanai area, the tenant pool is pretty huge because there are many offices in the area. So you'll be renting to people who work around there. Okay, and next, right, Kawa House, which has very limited units left, but I don't have the prices. I have the prices, but I didn't pull it out. It has very limited units left, but it's very interesting because this one is actually located in the Prakanon Onut area, which is very close to the Thong Lo area, and is located in the T77 community. So essentially what they did, right, was they actually built a whole community, a township, and the whole thing is actually all about Sansiri. So we actually have videos of us visiting the T77 community. You can go to the Kawa House page and you can see also. So this one is very interesting because the location is, I mean, there's a shuttle bus that takes you to Onut PTS, but Kawa House is, when you enter Kawa House, you see everything all very nice because it's all maintained and built by Sansiri. So the pavement, everything are well, are nicely done up. Everything is very neat. Everything is very proper. Okay, so I have no idea why Sansiri didn't bring XT Hui Guang and Kawa House down, but these are two other Sansiri projects which are not at the event. But if you're keen, you can always contact Kevin and myself, and we can actually send you information about XT Hui Guang or Kawa House. You can actually watch it on our YouTube channel as well. Okay, so the conclusion, right, for us, right, all three XT series, Sansiri XT series projects, right, XT Payatai, XT Ekamai, and XT Hui Guang, these three condominiums, right, are something which we can recommend. XT Ekamai being very close to Tonglo Soi Ten, I think that the upcoming train station is going to be there because the station is called Tonglo 10. But even then, even without the station, the area is very popular with the wealthy expatriates, especially the Japanese community. Then XT Payatai, right, is a very important station. Payatai BTS is going to be a very important station. So you can read my article to find out why. XT Hui Guang is located just next to Hui Guang MRT station, and that is where a lot of offices are. You ask me, I'm very familiar with the offices around Hui Guang because our office is there. Okay, so the BASE Saphanmai is something that we do not think is investment grade. We do not recommend to our clients. Let them sell it in Bangkok. The locals can buy. I feel that if foreigners buy, I have no idea unless you want to retire in Bangkok. Okay, and you want something which is far off. Then the line Wong Sawan has potential, but only when Bangsar Grand Station is operational, then you can see the growth. And you still have to wait for quite some time. And finally, right, I don't know why they never bring Kawa House in. I think it's a decent project, it's a good project located in the T77 community, and I have no idea why they didn't bring it in. Okay, yeah, maybe they should, but I have no idea why. Okay, so just a note. So this is actually our channel, our YouTube channel. So if you're not already subscribed, please subscribe, and I think there's a notification bell somewhere. If you have questions, right, just send us the questions. We actually try to answer them. What we do, right, is that we do project reviews, so we compare. We actually do property site visits, so we actually go in and we show you everything. And here, right, these are useful information which I think all property investors should take a look at, like these explainer videos. Yeah, so that's about it. This is Daryl. If you guys want to take a look at want to go down to the Sansiri property launch, you can always contact Kevin and myself, and we'll see you there. So yep, so you got our contacts, okay, so see you there. Thanks for watching. See ya.